What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Andre, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty decent. Uh, yeah, that's it. Just doing pretty decent. I was thinking about something else, but it was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. We'll
Okay, all
stop
right.
there.
So let's start this off like normal. What you been playing?
Uh, got back into Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound.
Okay.
Playing more Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Um, I realized something about Rage Bound and technically the 3D Ninja Gaiden games that I found irritating, and I'd never really thought about it before until Rage Bound
Okay.
because of what that game implies. And a lot of things don't make sense if you try to line it up timeline wise.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a good game, I'll still say go get and play the game. It's just because I'm such a nerd for the lore. There's inconsistencies that bug the hell out of me.
All right. Like what?
Like like Koei Tecmo changing Ryu's father from being Ken to Joe, but that happened during the 3D games,
Oh
even though he
yeah,
was originally Ken.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And then you replace that Ken with a new Ken that's supposed to be Ryu's apprentice, which they never really had to get rid of his father's original name in the first place.
They did.
So I
Well, wait a minute. Hey, because I saw a clip where they had Ryu in the Black Falcon guard in Rage. Is that
yeah,
real?
yeah, but Rage Bound is supposed to be concurrent with the first Ninja Gaiden game
Then how is he in the?
because the 3D games are supposed to be prequels instead of sequels.
I thought they were sequels. Okay, never
They,
mind.
they
So
make more sense as sequels, which is why I got a whole timeline thing I'm going to do for it because of it irritating me.
okay, 'cause I always thought the Ninja Guy in 3D games were sequels. I ain't.
Because he looks older, he's more
Yeah.
skilled, he has more abilities. You would think that progress happened, he got better.
Well, that's what I would. Yeah.
Well, they were technically supposed to be retellings of the original games, but then they somehow became prequels.
Well, I know Itagaki did say when they did the first when they did Black that they weren't pre. Well, he didn't say they weren't prequels, but he said he. I forgot what statement he made, but it made it sound like they weren't prequels. It was current.
Yeah, they should have just left it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see how you say that because of him meeting Sonya, who ends up being once you get to the end of Ninja Gaiden 3, she ends up being what's her name? Uh,
Uh,
I was I was going over this earlier. Now I can't remember what it was.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember exactly.
The woman that becomes his wife. I can't. Now I'm like forgetting her daggone name. Irene. That's who it was. Irene.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but if you follow it with the 3D games as prequels, that means that he met his wife twice.
Yeah, that's
It
weird.
doesn't make sense because
That's weird.
that's why I'm going to do a whole timeline reshuffling proposal thing.
Okay. All right. Well, that okay. That makes sense. Now. Yeah, that's interesting because I never thought that. I haven't got Ragebound yet. It was funny that you mentioned Shinobi because that's what I've been playing too. I jumped back on Art of Vengeance. I need to finish it. I'm playing it on the easier mode first, so I can find out where everything is, and then go back through and actually test my skill on it. Because that game is hard. Like, dude, there's some stuff in there that's like, bruh, how?
Yeah.
So, just how? So, but I figure I go through, get the story out the way, and then go back and do the 100% stuff on a tougher level once I get the story out the way. I like the story aspect first. So, and then I've been playing Hades too. Fun game. I like it a little bit better than the first one. Um, although I still Yeah, y'all know how I feel about roguelites.
You'll suffer it for this one though.
Yeah, for me, the game would be so much better if it was just like a regular side scrolling action game or like a regular action game or something, action RPG or something. Because the story is there. It's just I hate the roguelike setup, but I love such a geek for Greek mythology and stuff that I'm dealing with it to get through this because I like the art style. I love the art style. I love the soundtrack. Soundtrack is off the chain. By the way, it is available on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify and you like video game soundtracks, Hades 2 is on there. And I do like the character and some of the lore that they're doing. So yeah, I've been playing that Shinobi. I jumped back in Tears of the Kingdom, the Switch 2 edition. Uh, yeah. Um, I do like the upgrades to it. I'm not gonna lie. Although I will say that it still don't feel different. It just don't feel that. I don't understand people acting like, oh my god, it's just so much a different experience. Not really, bruh. It feels the same. I'm gonna tell you, it's real same. So, but yeah, that. Oh, and Doom of Dark Ages. Waiting for Joe Higashi to show up for Fatal Fury. So I can take him out. Even though I hate the fact that, like you said, they gave him glasses. I don't understand that. But whatever, it is what it is. Also, I may go on and put that money down for that Street Fighter Six Season 3 pack because I do like Sagat and Crimson Viper. Just because, like on 4, Viper, she was off the chain. I loved her combo set in 4. So, and I even had it on the 3DS version, which was off the chain too. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. So let's go on and jump into it. First things first, we did have a state of play last week. We did do a live reaction to it. Y'all can check that out on the channel. Look, I didn't hate it, but I thought it was all right to say the least. I didn't. Nothing blew me away. To be fair, I did put a poll up, and a lot of people agree with me. Like, yeah, 2026 is, especially the first quarter of 2026, is looking already massive. So, I mean, that's just it is what it is. Between Nintendo and now Sony, it's just 2026 is ridiculous. The first 3 months of 2026 don't make no sense. Like I don't, something's going to get cannibalized. I also think a couple things are going to get pushed out. There's no way in the world all this stuff is coming out in January, February, March, especially March. I just don't see it.
Yeah, way too much stuff dropping at the same time.
Yeah, I just don't because they're going to cannibalize themselves. Um, so like I said, I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it, but I thought it was okay. All right. There wasn't nothing to write home about. And so let me before we go into Wolverine, what are your thoughts on that state of play?
I mean, it was. I can't say it was bad. It wasn't bad. Now, it wasn't for me because I'm getting tired of that sepia freaking filter on everything.
Yeah.
But if that was stuff that people were interested in and they really like those types of games, then yes, that's good for them. For me particularly, because there wasn't as much variety in styling of the games, it just all bled together for the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can agree with that. And that's been a problem to me with Sony and Microsoft's presentations. Half the time, half the games that they show all look the same. And they're all either post-apocalyptic, roguelike, or post-apocalyptic and roguelike, and or shoot 'em up. That's pretty much what it is normally. And there's not enough variety. And everything's in the Zack Snyder gray and black.
Yeah. I mean, the worst part is I think with these presentations, and it's probably just because of how people think, because we know that a lot of the stuff that's coming out on Switch or Switch 2 is going to be on the other platforms. They just never get presented with the other platforms.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so psychology, we're going to present it with Nintendo, which I guess that makes sense if you know that's going to be your strongest customer base.
Mm.
But it makes the other consoles feel like they don't have variety.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. But it's just that and the fact that, like I said, we just it they all look the same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, y'all put these presentations together. Don't put the sepia tone or the black and gray apocalyptic games side by side. Stop doing that. Like, at least if you're gonna do that, throw
Separate them.
something separated in between. Like, look, Nintendo got it down pat. They when you start getting the same thing, they throw a scissor reel in that has a whole bunch of different stuff in it. Then they go back to whatever they had left. Then they throw another one in. I'm like, they got to do a better job of that. Now, the game that I think a lot of people was happy to finally see was Insomniac's Wolverine.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say something, and I know people won't probably get mad that I'm about to say this, but I hope people ain't getting too happy about the whole dismemberment thing because we already seen that before. Like, it was in X-Men or in the X-Men Origins game. If you had it on 360 and PS3, they did the same. And matter of fact, it was way more gory than what they showed than what Insomniac showed. I'm like, this ain't nothing. Like this ain't nothing. So as far as that's concerned, okay. The other thing too is I like the look of it. It looked like a Wolverine game. Now, here's the funny thing. I heard some people complaining about Liam McIntyre being the voice of Wolverine. I didn't see a problem with that. I know Steve Blum has done it for the past, over 20 years.
Yeah.
He took it over from the guy that did Cat Died that did it in the original X-Men animated series. So he took over from him, and he's done a great job with it, but they didn't get him for this one for whatever reason. They got Liam McIntyre. Liam McIntyre is not a bad actor. He's not a bad voice actor either. So, I mean, I don't see what the problem is. I thought he got the voice down pat. I mean, I don't see what the problem is. I like the Reavers being a part of the storyline because that way you can get away with a lot of the because they're cyborgs basically. So you're not seeing blood; you're really seeing oil.
A lot of oil, yeah.
A lot of oil. They don't really have blood. They're like I said, they're cyborgs. They're not all the way human anymore. Which makes me believe that Lady Deathstrike is going to show up at some point in that game.
That would make sense.
But other than that, I will say this: I do not think that game is going to stay an exclusive. And the reason why I say that is because it looked like, it just looks like they did stuff in the Spider-Man engine. If that's the case, I would not be surprised if that game is over $250 million, which means that game's not going to sell like that. So I don't know what it is about Sony, but they get these games, they fan base tout them, but they don't buy them. Like they're happy you can only get this here, but you're not buying it, so the game underperforms.
Yeah.
There got to be some give and take here. So I have a feeling that game, because like Spider-Man probably ain't going nowhere just because Sony themselves actually kind of own the rights to it halfway. It's kind of like a half and half situation. Wolverine is not that situation.
No, it ain't.
That is not that situation. That is going to be a Marvel thing. That's not going to be a Spidey thing. That's going to be a Marvel thing. So it's not that Sony can't do it. I'm just saying that they in the Spider-Man situation is a little bit different than because if I'm not mistaken, that leak that they did a couple years ago said they had an X-Men game as well. So Insomniac does. So I'm like, if that's the case, then I don't see that staying just with Sony. I just don't see it.
No, it probably won't be because of X-Men's popularity in general.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Sony doesn't have exclusivity to X-Men.
Yeah, at all. Like it's not like it is with Spider-Man. I think they're about to lose Spider-Man because all them the Venom movies did not do well. The Madam Web didn't do well. The Craven didn't do well. None of that stuff did well. So
Madam Web tanked.
yeah, and Craven didn't do well either. So I think the first Venom movie did decent, but that's because it released in a dead month. The second one, people went, but then that drop off was serious, and I don't even know if anybody went to go see the last one like that because nobody talked about it after that first weekend. They just did not talk about it at all. So I don't know what went on with that. So they've been in a bad spot.
I think one of their biggest problems with Venom is that they didn't tie it to Spider-Man.
And it's funny how Tom Holland was like, I'll do it, but they didn't want me in it. I'm like how do you not?
Venom's whole origin is based upon Spider-Man.
Yep.
So you remove Spider-Man from the equation.
Yep.
That was mismanagement.
And then they tried to say he was part of the MCU when they threw him in the post-credit scene in was it No Way Home?
Yeah, nah.
They threw him in the post. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you act like it's different. Then you threw him. Why would you do that?
With no explanation.
No explanation whatsoever. So okay. So yeah,
all that Eddie Brock character development.
Yeah, just so that's why I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think even though Insomniac is a Sony studio, quote unquote, I don't think that game is staying on there, especially if the numbers ain't doing well, which I don't think is going to do well, just because just going by what that fan base does, they don't support. Like they'll tout it everywhere, but they don't. When them sales figures come out, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
which once again it's kind of sad because I like Wolverine, I like Astrobot, I like the idea of Astrobot, I like Spider-Man, I love that first game, but I'm like, yeah, that second one, I even like the Miles Morales game they did, but yeah, you can't make people buy games, especially brand new. They probably wait till them went on sale or waited for that used copy. And once again, I have to explain to people, if you buy a used copy, that doesn't go back to the developer.
Not at all.
It only goes to Walmart or Target or that mom and pop store you bought it from. That's why a lot of people in this industry don't like it. That's why they wanted to do DRM so bad, so they can get like true numbers.
I still think though, honestly, the companies need to have their own digital or physical buyback program or trade-in program. Then they can sell their own used copies and make money back off of it.
Yep. Especially with the way some of these games don't have any, like there's no point, unless you're the person that likes to go back and play stuff, there's no point in doing it once you beat it because there's no replay value in a lot of these games now. So you usually beat it and that's it.
You know, the bad thing is Nintendo actually used to do that. They used to sell refurbished copies of their games.
They did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was when you went into their like before they changed everything over for the Switch, when you went into their like their back end store, when you were like trying to buy replacement parts, you used to have it in there, but they ain't got it there no more.
I did not know that. Dang. So learn something new every day. What's up, Shadow?
What's going on, guys?
Just talking about the Insomniac's Wolverine. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, kind of what I left on the comment section there. It just so I was excited upon the first reveal. Then you're like, well, it's Insomniac. They're going to Spider-Man it. And then I'm thinking, like, when you look at the gameplay and they're showing like the different sections or whatever, it's more of the same mechanics. Yeah, they got the visceral gore and all that, but you know what buttons you're gonna press. So it's kind of like I don't know how to feel about it. Other than like it's great to have Wolverine and run around and stuff like that, but if it's gonna be the same objective based go here to do thing, and then there's this cutscene, and then you get to have this boss fight or what have you, and then it's heavily scripted kind of situation. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. So I'm starting to feel like the games are becoming like cookie cutter. Like you can kind of, even though it looks different, when you play it, it's gonna feel the same.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good way to say it. That is a good way to say it.
I don't know how else to like, and I'm not trying to down it because like I said, I was excited when I first saw it. Was it like a year or two ago?
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, when he was just sitting at the bar, I guess that was the cut.
Yeah, and he just popped the claws.
Yeah, so you know that's when they showed and they doubled down on the reveal and they're talking about, oh, look at what we did and we got this motion capture actor to do whatever and he's gonna be all his mannerisms. I'm like, why are we fun? It's not like that. I don't like. Is the game gonna be fun, man? That's all I care about. What things can you do in the game? I don't care about how you crafted it. Like that's what it's for. Do the documentary that comes with the game. Like, and then we can
put it in the game so people can watch it.
Let the game speak for itself.
If they're into that. If they're into
that. Yeah, I personally put it in the game. Stuff.
Like I like that stuff because I nerd out on documentary on featurettes and stuff. But my thing was, I'm like, it just reminds me of X-Men Origins, the one they did on 360 and PS3. I'm like, that's what it reminds me of. I'm like, I'm not trying to down it or anything like that because I mean, it looks like it's fun, like it's action fun. But to be fair, I would love to see what like Platinum would do with that with a Wolverine.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Platinum will make that crazy.
I mean, because you could imagine them doing his Berserker Rage, like just tearing off on somebody in the middle.
At this point, I like Suda 5-1, maybe.
But he'd also lean into the comedic side of Wolverine.
Yep.
That people tend to forget about.
I would want Suda 5-1 to do a Deadpool game.
Oh yeah,
X-Men. I mean, Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, Wolverine Deadpool. I'd have him do that.
Nah. Spider-Man and Deadpool, but Sony won't let it happen.
Oh no, Sony will not.
Spider-Man Deadpool would be crazy. There'd be too many.
That comic is actually fun. The comic is actually funny. The Spider-Man Deadpool comic they did like a couple years ago, I think it was like a 6-issue limited series, was actually hilarious.
There'll be so many fourth wall breaks. You have to look at the receipt when you purchase the game to complete the game.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about that was like the premise behind that was somebody put a hit out on Peter Parker. Wade is cool and looks up to Spider-Man. So he asked Spider-Man for help to find Peter Parker. Peter don't realize what's going on until it's like, dude, wait a minute. Who are we going to look for? Because Deadpool wouldn't tell him.
Which is funny because that's the same thing that they're doing with the Batman
Deadpool
comics now.
Yeah,
but you think since Wade breaks the fourth wall all the time, he'd know who Peter is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way they played it off was basically because he looks up to certain people you look up to, he won't find out their secret identity.
He don't look into it.
He don't look into it. So,
he's like, I respect you too much.
The Batman Deadpool thing is hilarious because Batman is going to be the straight man and Deadpool's going to be Deadpool.
Well, even in that situation, it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't see through everything in DC Comics because it's a different universe.
Supposedly.
So you could at that point say, okay, he can't break the fourth wall the same way. You can make an excuse.
Or maybe Deadpool can't. I'm thinking he can't break the fourth wall because Sony and not the proper. Because knowing him, he would just be like, I just can't. My contract won't let me.
Basically. Yeah. I mean, but that's why I was like, I can see that, but I would, if it was up to me, I would love to see like I said, Suda 51 do a Deadpool game. I would love to see Platinum do a straight up action. Let them do a Wolverine game or an X-Men game.
Actually, let Platinum do a Wolverine game based off that anime that we had.
The anime, that was actually good.
Wolverine anime?
Yeah, those Wolverine anime they did.
It was Wolverine and Iron Man and
X-Men. X-Men and Blade. And Blade was the last one.
Yeah.
Blade wasn't good though. But Blade was not good. Blade was like, okay, y'all clearly
they phoned that one in.
Yeah,
let me
but
get
like
my Google on
X-Men, and Wolverine were off the chain. Iron Man to me didn't get good till like halfway through it. That's when it got good. But X-Men and Wolverine, X-Men and Wolverine.
Oh,
especially Storm. Oh, they got Storm right. They got Storm right.
And I want to reiterate this for people that don't understand this. Storm is a master martial artist on top of her powers and magic. Yes. She's not just all power.
No, she's not.
Just like Cyclops is a master martial artist on top of his power.
Yeah.
People don't understand this about these characters.
Wasn't Aurora, wasn't she a warrior for her tribe or something?
She was an orphan first, but then she got found. I think Gambit. Yes. I don't remember who found her first, but I know whoever found her first started.
Shadow King found her first.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about as far as
the training,
people that helped her.
Yeah, that was Gambit. Yeah, that was Gambit.
But she's been trained by Gambit, Wolverine, T'Challa, Captain America. She's trained with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to smoke. You don't want to.
She ain't afraid to throw the hands with you. She will drop using her powers to beat the hell out of you.
So she's Psylocke combined with Raiden, basically. Got it. That's
essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially,
okay.
yeah.
And with the new powers that she kind of has where she can control gravity, I mean, I don't know if I want to mess with her.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with her too tough.
Yeah, she's basically you don't want them issues. You don't want them issues or them situations. You just don't. And like the X-Men anime that they did got her right. They actually showed a proper version of Berserker Rage. Nobody else has gotten that right outside the comic books except them, except Madhouse. Madhouse did it right to the point where he did it. They show him do it. It happens off screen. Beast is like, "Hey man, you need to calm down," and he thought he was about to die. So I'm like, bro, yeah, because he can't control himself. Like usually in the comics, when he comes down from a Berserker Rage, is because Storm put 15 million volts of electricity through him.
Storm?
She's had to do that a couple of times.
It's either going to be Storm or Jean Grey.
Yeah,
maybe Jubilee. Jubilee might have to blow him up a couple times.
He won't kill Jubilee. Like he'll stop right before he's about to kill her, but he won't kill Jubilee.
Yeah, he won't hurt her.
Yeah, but everybody else, y'all can get that work. Y'all can get that work. So yeah, I would love to see, like, to be honest, a Japanese studio get hold of it. Like, I would love to see Team Ninja do a Psylocke game.
Yeah, I'm number one fan right here. It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
I mean, are we which version of Psylocke we talking about?
The assassin. Well, before the Infinity Stone.
Are you talking?
Are we talking about now Psylocke or Psylocke how she was in the 90s? I mean, because
you could do
90s before Infinity Stone.
Okay, all right, yeah. Basically, y'all saw what Team Ninja did with her in Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I don't know how I want to. Maybe
because you can tell too many. You could tell a bunch of different stories with her character. That's why I bring it up.
Yeah,
because either way, the body was still the same body, but you just had different personalities in it.
Yeah, and one of them is way more deadly than the other one.
Yes,
way more.
Trained assassin.
Trained by the hand, actually. The beast, actually. Not even that. Really, the top guy in the hand. She was trained by the beast.
Well, technically, they both were, because Betsy was brainwashed.
Well, yeah, Betsy was brainwashed, but she ain't.
She's still not as deadly as what's her name, but
I didn't think her and Elektra had the same.
They don't.
Okay,
They don't.
But they're still being chased by the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're chased by the same, but they don't have the same. Electra was a
Okay.
little different. The Electra situation was a little bit different. Because
that's a team up comic I need to see too.
Yeah,
that would be nice actually.
The thing with Psylocke was they kidnapped her as a kid. They kidnapped her. Then they mind wiped her.
Yep.
And she didn't get her memories back until they separated her from Betsy.
Yeah,
that's when she got all her memories back. So
because technically, when they were supposed to be mind wiping Betsy, somehow her brain got swapped.
Yeah.
Now
and they were in each other's bodies.
What issues were those? Like, I need to let me
Dude,
see.
that was because the Psylocke stuff that was right at the House of M. Because they did that one right when they did the Wolverine stuff. I didn't like what they did with Wolverine when they gave him his full backstory. That kind of killed it for that character a little bit. But I want to say that was right at the House of M, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it wasn't you talking about her getting her mind back or
back?
Okay, yeah,
back. That was after House of M. I ain't talking about
that was right after House of M.
Yeah, because they did that and then they did the stuff with Wolverine right at the House of M.
Yeah,
it was like right after it. But her stuff, like, cause what the first time was what right after the Legacy virus. That was when they. I want to say it was 90, right before Onslaught, 95, 96.
Gosh, it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah,
just remembering Juggernaut getting punched across a
that was still like the most hilarious thing I ever seen. All that trash he was talking, he like he was nothing. So yeah.
So it was okay. So it was X-Men 17. So everything that I remember from back then was early from 1986 to 1993, basically.
Because that's if that was that's the Jim Lee run. Was X-Men 17.
Because in the 70s that it was the OG when she had a sexy British accent. And that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother podcast. But I wouldn't mind. Like, I would not mind seeing a couple of like true action studios get them. Because look, I looked at that Avengers game. If they didn't try to make it a looter game and just made it an action adventure game, it would have been a much better experience.
Yeah.
Trying to make it a Destiny style looter game, it didn't work. That's why it was funny when they did that whole thing at E3 that year, and then you see the Team Ninja guys like, "Oh, we about to make bank." they moved that. They moved that from I think it was the Wednesday Treehouse Live to the beginning of the Tuesday Treehouse Live. I'm like, wait, what? Y'all moved it up. I'm like, bruh.
So why didn't they just if they just wanted to do that, right? Why didn't they just do like City of Heroes or something like that? Like if you're gonna like it, like just like if you do like the MMO base or whatever, right? And you create like reasons, like, you know, scenarios or whatever, because if you think about it, like, these are comic book characters, there's always going to be some new thing for you to go chase and do, right? There's always some villain to go, like, keep creating world bosses or whatever. You got infinite amount of, near infinite amount of Marvel villains to bring into the story.
There's so many that people don't even know about that they could actually bring in, and it'll make for an actual good story.
Yeah,
they have so many.
So you could do, like, it doesn't have to be an MMO, but you could treat it like an MMO that way. So it could be like an action, like, instead of being like a looter, like you're saying, right? It could just be like, hey, this is a combat action, partial RPG-ish, and you team up to do battles and whatever, and you're doing combos and all that other kind of stuff or whatever, and then you get drops at the end of that or whatever. But you have events, and you're able to do the events and whatnot.
I think what the issue was with that eventually was they were trying to make money off the MCU, and I think they had I think it was one of the situations where it looked good on paper, but in execution it just didn't work. Because remember, Spider-Man only went to Sony. It didn't go everywhere. It didn't go to PC or Xbox. It only went to and I'm like, okay, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You
got to go
can't
everywhere.
do that. You got to put it for everybody. But it is what it is. Hi, Vicky. So it was one of them situations. So I just thought that was like a missed opportunity. But once again, I still think it's hilarious that Team Ninja puts out Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and it pretty much everybody was more hyped for that than they was for that Avengers game.
Yeah,
they just were.
Man, I still gotta play that game. Oh my god, I gotta play that.
So yeah, that's that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple Japanese studios take their takes on it, just because I think it'll probably. I know it'll be cheaper. I already know it'll be cheaper, and I know that it won't be 5,000 hours. You'll be able to knock it out in probably about 30 to 40, 30 to 50 or something like that. And you'll probably have some replayability to it.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, if you have like some decent DLC or something like that, preferably free, right?
Yeah.
Preferably free. And if you want paid DLC, it'll be like costumes or some craziness like that or something like that. Yeah. Maybe some type of ability. Like, I feel like there should at least be 2 or 3 packs of free DLC, and then from there on, if you want to pay after that, you can, or whatever, to keep the community going. You talking about a comic book, like, people are gonna be there if you give them something to do, they'll be there.
I mean, people have been begging for X-Men to come back ever since X-Men Legends 1 and 2.
Yeah,
they've been begging for that. Like, I honestly don't know why they went with the Marvel Ultimate Alliance route. No disrespect. I was just like, everybody wanted X-Men Legends 3, and that X-Men Destiny game was not where it was at. I'm sorry, that game was hot garbage. So yeah,
I mean, even with the Ultimate Alliance, they could have still made X-Men Legends.
Yeah.
Look, they did 2 X-Men Legends games, then they did the Fantastic Four game, then they went ahead and jumped to Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, and then they went and did the Civil War Ultimate Alliance. I'm like, y'all shouldn't have did that. Y'all really shouldn't have did that. And that's what killed it until they did the Black Order. And then they was like, well, they made it a exclusive. That's not fair. I'm like, because Nintendo put the money up. Nobody else did. Like,
it's like nobody else was fronting for that.
Yeah, so Nintendo did. And then it didn't cost that much. They made they sold like 1.3 or 4 mil, which was way higher than they even expected.
Yeah, that's crazy, because you're just thinking about, I'm trying to figure out why every major third party didn't jump on that pitch. That's so crazy to me. That's crazy. So wild.
But it was Team Ninja, and don't get me wrong, I'm thankful it was Team Ninja, because that art style is off the chain. So I was thankful it was them, because I ain't want no. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want no American team touching that no more. Bump that. Be real, bump that. I'm sorry. After Avengers, man, that hurt my heart. What they did with Marvel Avengers. I even got the Black Panther DLC. That was cool, but it was short.
Still no, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, bro, y'all could have did something better than that. So, yeah, that's just how I feel about it. So, let's okay. So, do y'all want to go and talk about the ROG Ally prices first and get this on out the way? Let's get this on out the way. Let's go and get this on out the way.
The Xbox Ally prices.
Yeah, the Xbox Ally. My bad. The Xbox Ally prices. So this is off of Pure Xbox. So here are the prices. United Kingdom, the regular Ally price, 500, 600, 500, 600, 800, 1,000. If you're in Australia, I feel for you. Oh,
I mean, we knew this though. Like, I knew it was coming.
Well, no, we didn't. We thought, because I thought it was gonna be like, I thought it wasn't gonna be 1,000. I'm like, there ain't no way in the world they're gonna go for 1,000. Actually, they are. Yeah. The X is gonna be the higher SKU, and that's the one in the US is 1,000.
It's because it's not an Xbox, so they're going to. It's a PC.
It's a ROG Ally with Xbox slapped on it.
Yeah. and Raw got to get paid. So
Yep.
they did the deal for the SoC, so they're doing cross branding with Xbox. That's basically what this is. This is not Microsoft developing a handheld.
And the other thing too is they're supposedly making sure that the Microsoft part works.
Yeah.
Because remember when the original came out, people was catching hell trying to get Windows to work on the Ally.
Yep. So now this one works. I've seen like the previews of it or whatever, and you can jump back and forth between window mode, desktop mode and game mode. Like you can leave game mode in the background and it jumps back, and you can still pull up your desktop. So, obviously it's still a preview, and there's going to be issues and stuff like that. But apparently it works as advertised. But I mean, it should. It
should.
Those inflation levels.
T-Vi, according to some people, yes, 450 is still bigger than 700. According to some people, it's that these people are getting so ridiculous with this, man.
I mean, do we even touch on the hypocrisy of that and how there's?
We might as well, because it doesn't make sense.
Like, I just noticed the crickets. Like nobody's even. I said this a while ago when it first got announced, and I'm like, yeah, it's not going to be cheaper than 700. It's not happening.
Oh no, I was going. It wasn't gonna be cheaper than 800. I was like, there ain't no way, because people started talking. Because they was already talking about it was gonna be a terabyte in it. I'm like, this thing ain't gonna be cheaper than no 800. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking with Microsoft biting off some of the they're gonna eat some of it and sell it at a loss, right? Microsoft's clearly not doing that because they're cross branding with ROG, and ROG is like, we're not gonna eat it.
We're not gonna eat it.
Yeah, I was thinking Microsoft was just gonna be like, hey, this is Xbox Series H, kinda. We're working our way there, and ROG is helping us, kinda. So I thought they were gonna kind of like foot the bill a little bit, but if they're not, then this is what you get. So
and before we even go, we need to let everybody know this tariff situation is not going away. So it's gonna probably get even higher
anytime soon.
Yeah,
enjoy.
Yeah. So if you're gonna complain about, it's gonna happen to everybody. I know people got mad at Sony. I'm like, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice.
Now the two to three before then, they did have a choice.
They did, but this
the recent one, no.
No, they don't have a choice. Like Microsoft ain't gonna have no choice, and neither is Nintendo. They're not gonna have a choice.
I don't want to kill half of the audience, but I know my audience. I'm probably gonna kill half of them anyway. But yeah, man. You know that companies don't pay tariffs, right?
Nope.
Like that's not how that works.
They
that's
charge
not how
us.
that works. Yeah, they pass tariffs on to the consumer.
Yeah, there's an import tax, wherever it's delivered to, and that bill of lading is shipped to whoever the distributing company is. That goes to the distributor, and then that shows up at MSRP at the store. And whatever that cost is that's transferred over, the store is like, we're going to check that price up.
Yeah.
And if they don't do it, then the parent company will. So they will change the suggested price.
Yeah. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're trying to buy, that's why they was telling people, like, look, man, if you're trying to get a laptop, you better get it at the beginning of the year, because if you try to get it toward the end, it is what it is.
Got my new PC and laptop early this year.
Yeah.
Loading docks at airports and boat ports of entry don't have cash on hand. No CODs. They're not paying for these import prices. So somebody got to.
Yep.
So it is what it is. And I'm like, blaming one company is not going to change the fact that, look, dude, until this tariff situation gets resolved at some point, because it will get resolved at some point, it's just not going to be anytime soon.
Like Wilson said, he's glad he's not in the U.S., but it affects the global industry as well.
Everybody is. Ever since the internet came into be, everybody's connected.
So, basically, even though it might not hit everywhere else as hard, it's still going to hit them too.
Yeah. The only people it's not going to affect right now, especially with regards to Nintendo, is Japan, and that's because they have sovereign currency and they're able to take care of people in different ways. So I had a strange conversation with somebody on Twitter about that. They really, for whatever reason, they could not understand that concept. But you know,
yeah, you can do that because don't UAE got it too.
yeah, I mean once they split, yeah, because they're
Yeah.
not tied to the British pound.
Yeah, they're not. So they're So
Technically, the U.S. does too. We have sovereign currency. We just tie it to
to everything.
other things around the world, which we should not. Just I don't
Yeah.
know. Eh.
Eh,
Used to be
it's
back
what it
by gold a long time ago. I don't know.
is.
Go figure.
Yeah, it used to be backed by gold, and people used to be able to buy gold certificates. But now the
Yep.
gold certificates would be more money than the gold.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's that. So, but yeah, that's probably what's gonna wind up happening. That's why you would, if you were paying attention earlier this year, they were telling you like, look, if you're gonna get any piece of electronic or anything, you might want to hurry up and get it before summertime.
Yep.
Because after that, it's just gonna be a crapshoot.
Meanwhile, Switch 2 is still $450.
Yeah.
Bad thing is, you warn people about this stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, you're just a Nintendo fan." Oh no, I'm just telling you this stuff is going to go up.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen, and it did. And now everybody want to either they're ultra quiet or they're blaming everybody, but because they don't want to open their eyes to the truth. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the next time that they could blame Nintendo about it.
Yeah, because I'm like this everybody's doing it. Like, dude, I would not be surprised if ally prices go up again if they put that other tariff on semiconductors.
Yeah, I had already talked about this, like how the goalposts move from Switch 2 won't run none of these games to now all you so you talking about the frame rate and stuff, and I'm like, oh, so now in 2025 you can't play at 30 frames per second, right? Or below 60 frames per second. I'm like, but it was okay when Steam Deck came out, and it's going to be okay for you when GTA 6 comes out because you're going to play it at 30 frames per second.
I also need to make this clarification. There was somebody who posted saying that the Final Fantasy VII remake Intergrade was on PS4. No, it was not.
No,
Intergrade was on PS5. So if you're saying that the only reason why it'll run on Switch 2 because it's a PS4 port, that is not true. I have the PS4 version. I had it on my PS4 Pro. The PS5 version, Intergrade, did not come to the PS4 at all. It was only on PS5 and above. So Xbox Series X and S and Switch 2 are going to run those games. Those games can be played. I don't know why people think they can't. And once again, this goes back to like the Dragon Ball situation with Bandai Namco. Oh yeah, we just don't know how it's going to run on the Switch. 50 million units sold later. Hey, it's running on the Switch.
Yeah, it's just fine. We just make it
runs
work.
Just fine. It runs just fine. You know, please pick this game up. Please.
Yeah, Capcom was interviewed recently, and they talked about an RE engine, and they said the entire reason why they jumped on top of making sure all the RE games were announced for Switch 2 is because they started with the Resident Evil Village lighting engine, and it worked just fine on Switch 2. So they're like, well, we'll do all the games.
Well, I mean, here's the thing that killed
me. The PS5
about
lighting engine, by the way.
Here's the part that killed me about the whole. Oh man, it can't run because it's the RE engine. I'm like, dude, they did Monster Hunter Rise in it.
Yeah, it's just
at that point, I don't want to hear nothing, man. Street Fighter 6 could have came on Switch 1 if they wanted it to. If they wanted it to.
And I hate people using engines as benchmarks anyway. Like the whole point is if the engine gets tailored to a target, then it's gonna work well on that target.
Like, it's gonna work. I mean, that it is what it is. So I hate that people say that because I'm like, bruh, it's not every engine is scalable. Except the Luminous engine. That engine ain't scalable with nothing. That engine ain't scalable.
Luminous engine don't work on PS4. It was designed for PS4 and it don't work.
Every engine scalable except that one. So, yes, it's so powerful that it don't even work.
I think for the ROG Ally, right? I don't think so. It's going to be great for the few people that get this, right? There's going to be probably about maybe 1 million people that buy into the system, and it's going to work well for them because it is what the Steam Deck was not. You wanted a desktop capable device, right? That you could dock and undock and then play games wherever you want to go. and run Windows whenever you want or whatever OS whenever you want. And this can do that without any compromises. So I do think this is the thing. And then the Xbox mode and the suspend and all that they've demoed, if it works as well as it demos, it's gonna be fine. I don't know, man. I don't know what market that is other than the gaming laptop people. It might be them. That's the only thing I can think of, though it might replace some of those guys that they go to tournaments with the gaming laptops.
So, and let's be real, you ain't putting that in your pocket.
No, it's not. It's not. That's a setup. You have a case for that, and you take it and then you sit it out and then you set it up.
Yeah. That's what that is. I mean, it looks comfortable though. I will say that it does look comfortable because of the how they have the side grips and everything.
Yeah.
But if I played on PC like that, I probably would think about it. But I don't game on PC like that. So
I'm down if I had room for another device because of Steam Deck, I'm still going to keep that and install every version of Red Hat on it. Red Hat 10 I think just came out, so I'm gonna try to install Red Hat 10 on that. But I'm why not? I'm gonna play with it. But I would get this thing, namely because it's at least twice half the price of the GPD Win 5. So I'm like, hey, well, I would rather have that thing than pay almost $2.5 for something that there's zero reason for that. I could just use my desktop and play games if I just want to play at that quality or what have you. Like, what do you need 4K for on something that you hold in your hand? Like, and what does the game feel like? Is your hand not melting when you're that's insane. So I don't know, man. That's
the funny thing about that, because like I said, I know I've said this multiple times. I'm like, bro, y'all do not want 4K on no handheld.
No.
Like, stop saying that.
You can't read the text. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm good.
People don't understand pixel density whatsoever.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Like, I don't know how they did. I don't know how they did it on this phone. Like, I'm like, the pixel density, like, it should not be. Somehow they made. Well, I mean, it's Apple anyway. They do design and stuff like that. But even Google, how do they do that? If you have effectively, like, you've like per pixel, you have created 4K in your hand, right? But somehow you've made all of the text legible specifically for a person holding it this far away from their face. And I don't know how they did that, but somehow they did that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that.
The other thing too is people, please stop falling for the 8K BS. Please stop.
Nobody has an 8K display.
But they keep falling for it. Man, you can't wait till PS6 comes out. It's going to be an 8K. Dude, no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's going to be 4K.
If you are complaining about $80 games, just stop.
Yeah. Remember when Xbox One was HDer than 360?
Yeah.
You're going to get 4K on PS6.
I mean, The Last of Us. And how many remasters they done did?
Yeah, this will be the second one. Yeah, so 3 games in a row.
Because they did Last of Us 1 like what, 5 times? I want to say, because they did it right after it released for PS3. It came out on PS3. They did it right when PS4 came out. They did it again when PS4 Pro came out. They did it again when PS5 came out. I want to say, no, I think that was
updated. They updated it for PS5 Pro too. Also,
yeah, they just did an update. They didn't resell it. They just did an update for the PS5 Pro. But I'm like, yeah, they sold that thing like 3 times. So,
I mean, if your budget was that high, you would too, I guess. Because let's just keep it a buck. That's what they got to do. They got to pay back that initial R&D because it's not sustainable.
Yeah, you can't. If you want, that's why I said, if you want to make a movie, make a movie.
Yeah.
If you want to make a game, your game shouldn't be costing that much. Your game should not cost as much as a blockbuster film. It's not the same. You're not going to make $280 million in one weekend. You're not going to do it. Not like that.
Not like that.
Especially not with that type of game. I think people be thinking, oh, well, look at what Activision did with Call of Duty. Yeah, they don't do that now, though.
Yeah, that's... man, I don't know. I just I just feel today that with the prices going the way that they are, right? I don't know. It's just funny seeing that and things repeat, right? So you hear like, well, you can't do this because of that, and I don't want to pay. You don't want to pay this. You don't want to pay for Nintendo games because you would rather emulate them because you're being cheap. But then you say that other people should be able to afford $1,000 handheld because it has better performance than the Nintendo hardware.
Which doesn't make sense.
But the Nintendo hardware is too expensive, so you don't want to buy it. I'm trying to figure out how that's the same person saying that, and it is the same person. We know our resident trolls, right?
Yeah,
they will say all of these things because the goal isn't to be consistent. It's just to say, I guess, to say Nintendo bad. I guess I don't know,
but they own every Nintendo console.
That's so weird to me.
That's that. So yeah, it is what it is.
I don't get it, man. I don't see. And so when I see the Xbox hating, it's usually because there's a Sony fan and they're complaining about, I don't know, the PS5 version runs like 1.5 frames per second better than Series X or whatever in one game, and then they completely ignore when Series X has better performance in other games. That's usually what happens in those circles. And here is just creating everything you can. Ooh, game key cards and blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, you don't have to buy them. You can just buy it digitally if you want. Oh, but they exist. But you don't have to buy them.
Yeah, nobody's putting a gun to your head to make you buy it. So, and
also,
it's
not the only way to purchase the game.
And also, everybody else is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, well, I don't want to install a game. I want my physical game there. Is that what you have on the other platforms you play? How does Steam work?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you play anything like anything with Xbox, I mean, you're not playing Master Chief Collection off that physical hardware. That's 115 gigs.
No,
you're not playing it off the physical media. You're not, because they're not gonna spend the money to get a dual layer 4K Blu-ray disc. They're not going to spend the money for that. Because I think even those are only what, 125.
Yeah, and that's usually it's a 100 gig disc last I checked, and that's usually Sony proper that does that.
Yeah, that does that.
I haven't really seen too many other publishers do that.
Like
they have a 50 gig disc, and you download the rest.
No, there's a 75 gig. There's a 75 gig out now too.
But are third party publishers using it though?
I don't know. I know.
I think I've only seen 50s out there, 50 and 25.
Third parties are doing it, but it's like Sony with their proprietary things. Yeah. Theirs. So that's what I'm saying. You don't if you complaining about $70 and $80, you're not finna pay that. So what you would have to pay just for, like I said, and I'm just using Master Chief Collection as an example because that's 115 gigs altogether. Altogether, that's 115 gigs. You think all of that is on that disc? No. What you got on that disc is, I bought this game. You can now play it.
That sounds awfully like a game key card.
You might as well just download it if that's the case. If that's how you feel about it. If it's that serious for you, you might as well just go on and just.
I'll say this too. Let's just go all the way back to PS4 even, right? Because all PS4 and PS5 work the same way, and Xbox One and Xbox Series X work the same way too. The disc you got, you still not even playing off the disc. You're installing it.
Yeah.
So it's not even running from said disc. It's just a key at that point. A game key, a key disc, I guess you can call it. Game key disc. Yeah. Because you just have to put the disc in there to make sure you have the license, and then it runs the game from your hard drive, and then it loads in the RAM.
Yep.
Yeah. Which isn't even a new concept because Xbox 360 could do that very thing.
Yeah. Yep. Towards the end of the 360 generation, you had the option to install games and do it that way.
Yeah.
Because games were getting too big.
Yeah. And once again, people were complaining because they was going to start back putting stuff on multiple discs and multiple cartridges, and people started complaining. So they're like, okay, we won't do that.
Yep. Wilson, he said it's an installer disc. Yeah. Anybody that's played an MMO before, this is what that is.
Yeah. That's basically what it is. So anytime people complain about that, either they don't know history, which some of them don't because they're too young to know, or they just want something to complain about because rich do.
Yep.
and they got to be as negative as they can to make as much money as they can to get people to watch it. So, at this point, I'm like, I don't even know what you're complaining about because once again, as somebody who played a few games that way over 75 gigs, Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, Final Fantasy 7 remake, that was 88 at launch. Master Chief Collection, uh, Halo 5 and 5 and Infinite is over 80 at launch. I'm not talking about DLC either. I'm talking about at launch.
Just the game.
Yeah.
And that's not even the expanded file size. That's what you download as a package, and then it still extracts to your hard disk, and it's even bigger than that.
Yep.
So
it gets. That's why I've always said, like, some of these systems need to either A, let us go back to when we can actually hook up an external hard drive to it, or come with 2 terabytes.
Yep.
And have a SKU that's 2 terabytes. Because these games it doesn't make any sense. Now I did like when Switch 2 came out that Nintendo basically said, hey, look, we understand these file sizes are getting big. Our stuff ain't gonna be like that.
Nope.
They just straight up said our stuff ain't gonna be like that. So, and
it runs off the cartridge. You don't need
you don't need it. So it runs off the cartridge. So, and our games will be on cartridge.
Actually,
or 64 is going to be on a cartridge.
Dark Void did ask about that.
What?
About this very subject with the game key cards and the read speeds.
Mm-hmm. Well,
oh yeah, he did.
I know. Ubisoft came out and the dev for Star Wars Outlaws made a statement about that. He's like, "Look, man, that was a compromise."
Yeah.
So I don't know what people want. I don't know what people want to be done because, like, you have to make a compromise for this. It just is what it is at this point.
In the same interview I was talking about when Capcom was talking about RE9 and RE8 whatnot, right? They admitted that it was a publisher issue, so it was money. Yeah, that's why Capcom did it. It had nothing to do with technology.
Yeah. Now, like I said, Ubisoft said they needed it for the read speeds. I'm like, okay, cool. I think everybody's gonna have a different reason for it, but the thing is, I'm like, there's no look. It's one of those situations where you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You just can't. You can't complain about not having the 8K visuals and all these clear visuals and all this, and you want full voice acting and full orchestral work, and you don't want to pay for it. Or you want full mocap and you want your favorite actor in the game to look like, you want Keanu Reeves to look like Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk, but you don't want to pay Keanu Reeves. You got to pay Keanu Reeves.
If your game is streaming data the whole time, I understand it, especially open world games like Ubisoft games and stuff like that, right? I understand it because the engine is written the way that it is, and either you have to rewrite it for different read speeds or loads will be slower, things of that nature, right? So I understand the concept of not wanting to compromise users if they bought a physical copy of a game, right? So yeah, you would go game key card at that point, because that way the people that bought the digital version are having a different experience than people that bought the physical version of the game. So that way you buy a game key card or you buy it digital, you have the same experience. And that's a responsible thing that a publisher should say. Is I don't know why they don't say that though. That should be what they put. That would be the better PR statement to say to your customer base. But I would imagine that's why. Because it's probably not good if you put out 2 SKUs and they're drastically different performance based on which one you buy. That just doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah. But I just don't know what the answer was going to be, because at some point, I mean, it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Before we get out of here, though, we do need to talk about our favorite Doug Bowser leaving Nintendo at the end of the year. I don't know who Devin Pritchard is. The only thing I read was that she's in marketing like Reggie was. So we'll see. But the memes are going to be missed.
I don't remember her. Why do I not remember
Her name is familiar. I'm trying to think.
The last time I saw anything, she was at the opening for the San Francisco Nintendo store, and she did she was one of the people speaking. That's the last time because I didn't know who she was, but I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, essentially that's who's going to be replacing. I didn't know Doug Bowser was at Nintendo that long.
Yeah, he was.
I'm
He was
like,
there for.
whoa, you've been there for a minute. So yeah, it is. You do need to retire, bro. I don't blame you. I retired too. Like bump that. You've been there that long. But yeah, he's leaving. I know some people was like, why is he leaving? I'm like, dude, been there like close to 40 years.
Yeah. It was time. It was time for him to go for sure.
Yeah, bro. Like, people get tired, right? People do get tired, right? Some people actually want to, just chill for the next 20 years and just chill. So some people want to do that. So
damn, she's been with Nintendo since 2006. Wow.
Yeah, she's been with them for a while, but she ain't. I just know the first time I saw her was when they did the San Francisco grand opening. So
yeah, that sounds about right because she's usually in the back end.
Yeah.
Oh, she don't mess around. She came from the legal department.
Yep. Yep.
She don't mess around. Okay. All right. I guess we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But
all right, emulation people. Y'all have been warned.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play because I don't think I think she might be about that life.
Man, I just don't. Well, never mind. That's a whole nother conversation. We start talking about emulation. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't get the point. Like we've all done it. Everybody here emulates. Like I don't. Like it's whatever. But I don't see the point. The need to go on the internet and say,
and
hey,
tell
I
everybody.
can just do everything for free. Blah blah blah. I'm like number one.
Tell everybody.
You're not impressing nobody.
Nah.
Also, I don't know. For a lot of people, it's just way easier to just press start.
Look. A lot of us have been broke in college.
Yeah,
we've done some questionable things in college.
Yeah.
I'm not telling nobody what I did.
Bearshare, Kazaa, Napster, Hotwire,
LimeWire, FrostWire, Hotwire, and all of them gonna leave malware on your computer. But you're gonna get it. You can get that ISO.
Yep.
But yeah, like you just don't do because you don't do that. Like you don't tell the whole world and then act surprised and start clutching pearls when you get that doggone that subpoena in the doggone mail.
Man,
like I don't know why they coming after me.
That's wild to me too, because I'm just thinking like I could just
you were running your mouth.
I could SSH into their computer and then I'm just like I just look at the process IDs and I'm like this clown don't even know he's getting roasted every day. His computer is pinging out to everywhere. But,
everywhere.
Yeah, it is what it is. Zombie machine will go forth, I guess. He's joined the botnet.
Yep, that's pretty much how that happens. Yep. But yeah, that's one of those situations where hey, it is what it is. But yeah, good luck to Doug. Like I said, I'm gonna miss the memes because the memes were hilarious.
Oh yeah,
literally were hilarious. Especially since like Miyamoto didn't know why people was tripping. Like, why y'all make it? Because over in Japan they still call him Koopa. They don't call him Bowser. They call him Koopa. So I'm like, oh, because I didn't even get why he didn't understand. I'm like, dude, come on, it's your creation. I'm like, no, because they call him Koopa.
Yeah.
They don't call him that. They don't call him Bowser. So, okay, makes sense. But yeah, because I never had any real issue with like anything. Like I started having issues with Reggie toward the end of his run because he was just talking reckless.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, bro, like you need to calm down with that, bro, because like you keep saying you know what people want, but you're not giving them what they ask for.
Yeah.
If you did, you wouldn't have had Operation Rainfall, bro.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I mean I get it because like it's like so I think his thing was he was saying I hear the concerns, but then at the same point in time, he's like, ain't nothing I can do about it because NCL is NCL. And if, but at the same point in time, like, you're not going to know what power you have if you don't ask.
Yeah, and on top of that, you don't antagonize your fan base. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't never
you don't do that at all.
I don't care if you are a 6'5" Samoan. You don't antagonize your fan base.
Yeah, that he is, boy.
You're always gonna find that one dude that's crazy.
I just want to see him in a Keely death match. That's what I want to see right there.
Well, if Celebrity Deathmatch wouldn't have stopped, we probably would have got
it. But people was getting offended when they was getting used for Celebrity Deathmatch, which is why I got stopped.
I mean,
it's just wild.
Should be able to take a joke.
That was hilarious. I loved it. It was crazy.
I still think that my favorite one is still Stone Cold Steve Austin versus McMahon. That was still my favorite one. That and The Rock versus Chris Rock. That one was funny too. That was just hilarious. Like some of them were just off the chain funny. Yeah, which is why I still don't understand why they won't put all the seasons up. They only put like the first 2 and the last 2 seasons. I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Come on, man. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you, everybody in chat. We do appreciate you for coming through. Registration? Oh, my bad. I didn't know that.
That's a big old Haitian.
Yeah. I mean, he looks more to me, but whatever. It is what it is. My apologies if I offended anybody. I did not mean to offend.
Hold on. You did pretend that you never said it the whole time so you could not be wrong?
I am not a crook. Nixon. I am not a crook.
Hold on. But Jay, you're supposed to move the goalposts.
No, I'm not a crook. I'm going full 70s. I'm not a crook.
Wow. I am not a crook.
Yes.
I'm not a crook. What a
bro, that's still the funniest thing. I'm like, bro, you gotta be kidding me. So talk about lying to people straight to their face.
That man was about to walk out in cuffs. It was bad.
I am not a crook.
Yeah, he was just the biggest one in the country, but yeah.
Basically,
yeah. But everybody look up your presidents, people.
Yeah.
Read history. It's wonderful. It's great stuff.
Bro,
turns out it gets a lot.
Yeah.
Before it gets overwritten.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, thank you everybody in the chat. We do appreciate you guys for stopping through. Andre, anything you want to pimp out?
I mean, look, I talked about Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound, and there is a near hour-long video on my channel for Silent Play Sunday of Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound. So if you want to see the game in action, again, I don't like some of the lore implications, but the game is still good. So,
all right, cool. Shadow.
China's about to be alive. Believe it or not. We already discussed in another avenue, but technical challenges that I've overcome recently have made me. I feel like I just want to do an entire video series on that entire process, but. So I'll be updating the channel pretty soon here. So yeah, I look forward to seeing some stuff from me. It's probably gonna be long and drawn out, but it's been a while since I've done everything. So I'm gonna go through with the scalpel and look through some stuff from way back in the day. So I gotta catch up. So y'all see it and enjoy. And that's what we do. You play games, have fun to impress other people.
All right.
To impress other people. What do you
have? Yeah, but of course. Play games, have fun. Who does that?
I did put the first couple boss battle vids up last week, so I'm going to be working on a couple of more to put up on the channel. And I'm working on the first minute book review, so be on the lookout for that. I'll try to have that up sometime this week as well. So thank you guys for support. Oh, don't forget, Jack's album comes out next Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't forget to check that out. I think he says Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon.
Apple.
I think.
Amazon.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah, that's all. So yeah, his album does drop next Friday, October 2nd. So make sure if you have Spotify or YouTube Music, check it out. Make sure we show some love and support. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Oh, we might have a special episode next week. Check the Discord or the YouTube post. Just check those, and I'll let you guys know once we get everything mapped out. But other than that, thank you guys for coming through. We do appreciate you, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, people.
Later, y'all.
I am not a crook.